Y'all can talk if y'all want.
Yeah, I'm gonna start the video off when you sit down.
Alright. Welcome back to a new video. Woo!
You ready?
Yep.
Hey. Okay.
Both of you on headphones.
Okay.
You might have to scoot over a little bit because they probably can't even see.
Here, you need to put these on so that here's the
We come back down and scoot
What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video, and today I'm back in the building.
Damn, I hold on niggas ain't with no cat bitch.
And then we got our girl Kayla over here back in the building.
Cardi on that bitch, you ain't on no flat scene.
As well, you know you already got your boy OG Space comment.
Fat shit, meet me in the back, yeah. I'm fresh, yeah.
Yeah. So guys, it is December the 25th, and you already know what that means. It is Christmas, and you know we have to be watching the 4 creepy Christmas horror stories, animated of course. We did this last year, but we was bouncing around with a lot of videos what we gonna be watching. So today we have designated this one video for y'all pleasure. Anything you want to say, Kayla?
Stay healthy, stay safe, get this money.
Yep, get your money, drink your water, mind your business. It's as simple as that. Get your bag. So yeah, guys, let's get into the video. Let's do it. Anything you want to say, David?
No, I'm good.
All right.
I don't say much. You already just said the title.
Let's get into it.
All right.
Let's get into it.
My parents had gone to the store in town to grab some last-minute supplies for Christmas. They'd left me in the barely capable hands of my older brother. I was downstairs in the living room watching some cartoons on TV, while he was upstairs in his room listening to metal.
Listen to metal.
As I'm sitting there, watching Dexter's Lab, I caught something out of the corner of my eye. Passing by my living room window, was a guy.
bro. Oh, hell no,
I just got chills.
He stopped at the window and looked in at me. It was a
gotta look
man
black.
dressed up in a cheap Santa suit. He had the big, fake white beard and everything, even a large sack slung over his shoulder. Now, to my childish mind, this really was Santa paying me a visit.
No, it's not Santa. It's a
Still,
homeless guy.
even then, I knew something was off. What unsettled me about him as he stared in through the window at me were his eyes. They looked sickly and yellow, with dark bands hanging under them. His cheeks were sunken, and he didn't exactly look like the holly jolly jelly belly Santa I imagined growing up. He looked in at me for an uncomfortably long amount of time.
Oh yeah, he's
and
looking
I
at you
looked
because he
back.
want to take you, bud. Like,
Yes.
Rather
Yeah,
than be
keep
filled
nodding.
with joy,
You're part of my
I just
gifts.
felt uncomfortable.
they ain't finna give you.
Being so young, I didn't
he might
exactly
give you
know
a
how to
gift.
react.
Whoa.
Santa was a good guy.
Oh.
While looking in, he motioned towards our front door.
No,
as if to
no,
say,
no, you're not getting in,
"Let me
Santa.
Bro, let me in.
I got up off the couch and
It's a
walked into
no.
the hallway.
No, are you
I unlocked the
stupid?
door, but didn't touch the screen.
Did they say how old he was?
I want to say he about maybe
9.
11 or 12.
Nah, when I was 9, I ain't finna let no random strangers in my house. Probably because my parents probably would kill me, but
Yeah.
I don't think I was that naive. He gotta be like, he could be 9. I
He
don't
was
know.
like, oh snap, let me open the
Oh
door.
shoot, it's Santa. He gonna give me some gifts. He probably got
Maybe open
dead
the
bodies
door.
in that bag. Probably.
Yo, I could never. That's nasty.
Couldn't be me, bro.
Ew, that's nasty.
Door in front of it like my parents had taught me. As such,
Oh,
there
he
was
got the
still a
screen
thin
door.
layer
Smart.
between myself and the Santa now standing on my porch.
Bag up.
Did he open the door?
Oh, ho, ho. Why, hello there, little boy. Merry Christmas.
And that's when he would have got
And
the door
what's your
slammed
name?
in his face.
Michael.
But
Wait,
federal, just federal. He out here telling this man his name.
Like, come on.
I would have been
bro.
like, yeah, my name is Reggie.
You might as well get.
Like, just go ahead and just
Reggie,
lie,
you a
bro.
whole girl
Like,
now.
there's no
Just
way.
go ahead and just slit the screen open.
Right.
Look how he looking. He looks so pitiful. He don't know no better. Ain't nobody taught him no better. It's okay.
He said his parents were gone, right?
Yeah, his parents was gone and his big brother was babysitting him.
The first thing my parents, if I'm home alone, they said, don't open no door for nobody.
There you go. And
The-
call us if you need
Call if you
anything.
need
Exactly.
But feeling confused that he didn't know my name. I always thought Santa knew every kid's name.
Oh yeah, his name is Michael. There you go.
Michael,
Wasn't
that's
he supposed to have a
Catching you up. His name is Michael.
That's real crazy, actually.
Nice to meet you, Michael.
His teeth are sharp.
Do you know who I am?
Yeah,
I
John
nodded
Santa
yes.
Claus.
Well, I've heard you've been a very good boy this year.
Oh, yeah.
So I brought you this.
What you...
He dipped his hands into the sack and pulled out a wrapped present.
It's gonna be a
Held it
head
out in front of
inside there
him,
or something.
as if
I
to
bet
say,
you.
Or
"Come and get it."
like a pistol or some type of weapon.
Being so young and naive,
Or
I was
somebody's
tempted
hand.
to open the screen
It's
door and
always
take the
ends like
gift.
that.
But my parents had drilled stranger danger into me hard. To
Stranger
the point where I
danger?
didn't
Right.
even trust
Why'd
Santa.
you open
What you
the
open the
door?
door,
All I
right?
could think to do was tell Santa that he had come too early, and that he should come back at nighttime like he was supposed to. Put the present under our tree, you know? Come now, Michael. Open up and come and get your present.
Put it on my door.
It's a doozy.
And leave.
Probably not.
The temptation
Car. I
was
see a
strong.
car back there.
I
SUV.
wanted the present, obviously. My imagination ran away with me, thinking about which new, cool toy it could be. But I needed permission. I shouted up to my brother. Daniel,
Oh, his brother.
come down here real quick. I'll never forget how that Santa's eyes widened as I shouted that upstairs.
He didn't think
Without
nobody was
hesitation,
home.
He turned and walked away.
Nah, come here, Santa. Nah.
He hopped into a van outside our house that still had its engine running. All I could think
I thought
was,
you want to give me a
where are
present.
the reindeer?
Ain't no rain.
Where are the
Hopes of
reindeer,
getting
bro?
in,
How
he
old
drove
are
off
you?
down the road, never to be seen again.
Nah.
Not by me, at least.
You got kids. Ain't no rain.
My brother hadn't even heard me shouting because of the metal he was blasting. When my parents came
Stop
back,
it, guy.
I told them about the Santa that came to visit. They thought I was just pretending or playing a game. A couple of
I
days
put up
after
some security
Christmas,
cameras
the
or
news
something.
broke out.
Man, something
An
else.
8-year-old boy in our town had disappeared from his house after his parents
One
ran
of
to
the
the
idiots.
stores.
One of the idiots.
They'd only left him alone for 10 minutes. They never found him.
I bet he was like, Santy! That dude instantly opened up. Boom! Boom!
Gone.
Snatched him up. You want to see inside the Christmas present? Boom, it's a head. Took him, surprised him, stuffed him in the van. Next kid.
Yeah.
I said, come on, bro.
Definitely a P word.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
If y'all don't know what it is,
My
Look it
folks
up on
believed my
Google.
story after that,
Yeah, or you're
and
just
never
too
left
young
me
to.
alone with my brother again. I thank my lucky stars we had that screen door rule in my home.
Shoot, boy.
Screen doors.
On Christmas Eve in
okay, guys. So
Alright, that's
this
the next
is
one.
this is the next one. So like I said, we're gonna be doing 4 of these, and you guys are gonna be seeing our reactions. So what do you, before we start the next one, what did you guys think of the last one?
Dang, that was pretty good.
That one was, yeah, it was pretty decent.
Yeah.
I'm lucky that kid was smart enough not to open up that screen door.
Yeah. And
Boy.
I feel like if he never would have yelled his brother's name, it could have went left.
Yeah, definitely.
Real quick, he would have probably opened the screen door or whatever, and he would have been missing like 8-year-old Nick.
How many stars you get at animation? Like 3.5?
I'll say like a 3.5. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it could have been a little
3.5,
bit better if it had a plot twist to it.
Like a process.
But we give it the 3.5 because it was an educational type thing.
Yeah. So and
Yes.
we're ranking it out of 5 stars. We're not doing 10 or anything like that. So yeah, I give it a 3.5.
1989, I was traveling through Mexico City in my boyfriend's car.
Mexico.
He was driving and I was navigating.
Which I would love to.
There were
visit one
Christmas
day.
decorations up along the streets, and most of the traffic was moving at a snail's pace,
Everybody got
taking
the same
care not to hit the dense pockets of people walking up and down the street.
Right.
We were in a hurry though, so my boyfriend turned off one of the main roads and we cut down a side street.
Bad idea.
Not
Number
right.
1, if you don't know where you're going, you're in the middle of a city, you don't even know where you are, that is a way to get lost. Navigation systems can cut out easily when they don't have enough bars, because it happened to me. I was going down the street. I was going through a forest preserve area. I was using the GPS, and GPS cut out on me, and I didn't know where I was. So that goes to say them GPSs suck. Like,
they do.
it only takes you so far. It'll cut out and you will not know where you're going.
And beware of sundown towns. And then if you ever seen Wrong Turn, yeah.
Especially
Maybe
when it's
don't do
dark
that.
and it's not a lot of street lights. Oh, just die at that point.
Just
Because
Or risk waiting in line on the, train.
yeah, I would rather like literally sit in traffic in an area that I don't know than go down a street that has no lights, nobody walking, no anything. So
Better
yeah,
safe than sorry. That's how I
very,
see
very
it.
true. So yeah, let's continue.
To avoid the congestion. We made a few more turns and suddenly stopped when we realized we didn't have a clue where we were.
Bozos.
I opened the map while my boyfriend put the car in park and lit up a cigarette.
Boyfriend put the car in
I was tracing our route on the map to backtrack us when something struck our car hard on the front.
Bro, how you not paying attention?
No, like,
Did he not see that?
Right. Oh,
Are you not aware?
boom.
Look at his face. Hold on. Look at him.
I was tracing our route on the.
He knew what he was doing.
Like, bro.
That's a mess.
Yeah. He saw. They probably got like a BMW. So,
Hey, if you hit me, that's college tuition.
Just flawed. I
Map
can't.
to
Look at him. He
backtrack
just
us.
looked directly at them.
Nah, he got excited because he saw a BMW. It's like, oh shoot, I can get
Probably
that
a
insurance
Tesla.
money.
Can get a couple
That
dollars.
Tesla.
Couple
Get that
dollars.
Couple of dollars.
He's like,
out
yeah,
of
let
it.
me just ram this.
When
bro.
something
Act like
struck
my
our
leg
car
broke.
hard on the front
My leg
side
broke.
right next to me.
A fool.
I caught a glimpse of a figure slam into our windshield and bounce forward off the car. I cried out in shock while my boyfriend stuffed his cigarette in the ashtray and stepped out of the car.
That's mistake
Why?
number one.
Right. Why did you step out of the car? Like,
I mean-
you're in the middle of nowhere. You don't know where you are. You don't know what this person could be on, you know.
They said they're in Mexico, right?
In the Gulf of Mexico.
This is where the experience became strange. I've never shared this before with anyone other than my closest friends and family who I trust. While my
lipstick
boyfriend was
color,
climbing
ain't
out of the car, I saw the figure who struck us stand up awkwardly, holding his head and limp across the street. My boyfriend completely ignored him and bent down to look at the front of the car.
He didn't
I
care
rolled
about
down
the
my
person on
window
the
and called
street.
out, "Hey!" to the man as he limped away. My boyfriend, thinking I was yelling at him, called back to me, "Don't get out." I called back, "What? Why?" And my boyfriend stood back up and I noticed blood on his pants from where he had
What the-
knelt down. "He's dead," my boyfriend said, and he rubbed his.
He's not dead.
Did he not just see him get up and walk?
Was that his
Said
soul or something? His
instantly,
spirit
like-
leaving his body or something? Like,
Because that
Oh,
could be a
that
thing,
just-
but like that was fast as heck.
that just really just
his body just boom.
that
I'm
just
just
put a
gonna
shiver
go.
down my spine. What?
Things like that, I definitely believe.
He
in.
was like, okay, first off, why are you crying? Do you know this man? Do you know the man that
I mean,
that
it's still
ran into
that
your car?
man.
It's still the thing you killed a person. I mean,
So you took a life? Oh my god.
I mean,
No, no,
actually,
well, no,
it was
no.
his
It
fault.
was his fault.
Because he saw the stopped car, I'm sure. Unless he was blind. But then again, why would you be out here riding a bike?
could have been Casper. I don't know.
Unless he had a death wish and he was like, oh
Shoot,
snap.
you know. But my thing is, how did he get up and walk? Mm-hmm. But then he's saying that he's dead.
The guy
Okay.
died.
Yeah, let's see. Okay.
His face.
Interesting.
What? No, he's not. I turned and started to point in the direction the man had limped away in, but he was gone. I got out of the car and stood up.
He better not be on that floor.
If he's
Bro.
on there, I'm done.
He better
I'm
not be
so
on-
done.
Okay, first off, her boyfriend literally said, "Don't get out the car."
She had
But
to-
I'm in. Okay, he got up. Like, hold
He
on.
better not be
Okay.
on that floor.
Hold
All right,
on.
play.
I saw enough to understand what my boyfriend meant. The man we had struck had.
Are you serious? What in the heck? He just walked.
I know there was
Like
nobody.
what?
I know there was nobody behind him on the bike, right?
Yeah.
No,
Did
it
the guy that
wasn't.
walked off? Did he have the helmet on? Because I feel like
No,
the guy,
he didn't.
He didn't have no helmet on.
Yeah.
What in the heck?
What?
What the heck? Okay, hold on, guys. Let's see.
Something ain't
Let's
adding
continue.
up.
At all. Oh my gosh.
Flipped off the windshield and caught his head in a storm drain. His neck was very clearly broken and he was bleeding heavily from 2 different compound fractures in his legs where he had struck our car with his bike.
Wow.
The bike itself was lying on its side by my feet, the front wheel bent sideways and the back wheel still spinning.
Yeah.
I was in shock and kept jerking my head back and forth down the street the man had limped down on and the figure at my feet. It didn't make sense. They were wearing the exact same clothes.
See, he didn't have a helmet
He didn't
on
have
when he
no
walked
helmet
away.
Right.
What?
Imagine he switched bodies. He just had like a body bag behind him. He switched bodies. Said, oh,
Like a shapeshifter.
Or maybe,
yeah.
or
Shapeshifter
maybe
or something.
what happened was they actually hit a person and they didn't know it at first. Or like when his boyfriend stopped while she was looking on the navigation systems, maybe they hit that person and she only just felt him. Maybe it happened at the same time.
maybe.
That's a good
And the
observation.
person that walked away was the person who actually got hit.
right.
But the person who got hit on the bike actually killed himself or got killed.
That's crazy.
Yo,
That'd be
what?
crazy if that really happened.
Okay, hold on, let's see.
Let's see.
How many people did we hit? I asked my boyfriend.
I was like, wait. Because the first guy didn't have a helmet on. The other guy was completely mangled.
Yeah.
With the helmet on. So it's like, something isn't
right. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see.
He looked at me like I had hit my head. Only one, he replied. Then he started waving his arms to flag down a police car. I sat down on the sidewalk and stared at the ground, feeling like I was going to be sick. I wasn't crazy.
Okay.
I hadn't seen a ghost because I had seen the shadow of the man cast on the stone wall behind him as he stood up and limped away. But there he was. The exact same man who had stood up right there on the ground in front of our car. The police blocked off the area, examined the bike and our cracked windshield, and determined the guy had been speeding down the hill on his bike and struck us without applying the brakes. They asked me what I saw, and the best that I could do was stammer that it happened so fast. I thought we had hit 2 people. We got a ride from a family member to my boyfriend's house, but I was still in such a state of shock that I couldn't even touch the dinner that had been prepared for us. People have since asked if the man who stood up was bloody or if I could see the whites of his eyes. Honestly, I don't recall seeing either. All I could say with certainty is that he stood up, held his right hand to his head, and limped away. He didn't react to my boyfriend stepping out of the car. I don't know if I believe in ghosts or life after death, but if that's the case, this man was physically reacting to the impact that had killed him, seeming not to have noticed that he was dead. Occasionally I dream about that night and that impact, but in the dream I never see the man stand back up. I see a bright flash of light and then nothing. No details of the man himself after the hit. I never even found out the man's name. It was the worst Christmas of my life.
Sure. Yeah, that's crazy.
The best story my grandfather ever told me.
Yeah, that's it for that one.
Okay, yeah, so that's
crazy. You get that one. How many
I'll
horror stories
give it
is it?
5.
4 horror stories? Yeah,
2. So
You give it a 2.
Yeah. I'll say like a maybe a 3 or a 4.
I get that 4. That was pretty interesting.
Yeah, a 4. Yeah, because it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, at
like
the
his
end,
soul
like,
just leaving his body,
right, without any explanation, and then
Right.
you seeing a guy that's dead, and you're like.
But the thing is, the boyfriend never said that he saw somebody walk away either.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it was just a figure of her imagination, like I said, like before.
Or she could be a medium, like people like that who see ghosts and they don't know their powers until.
Yeah.
Like
I thought they hit more than
snap.
one person,
ever
like
see
she
dead bodies
did,
or
you know.
something?
Like I was like, how many people did they really hit? You know, I thought they hit 2. And
like I know, I heard a boom, but I didn't hear a boom, boom. Like
right. So like I said, it probably could have happened at the same time, and it was just
True.
But you will never know. So
it's just a whole lot of scenarios for that story, like
man. So
very
yeah, that was good.
open
You know what? I'll give that one a 4.5. You know,
Okay.
out of 5 stars, because that was really good. It was interesting. The only thing that I just didn't enjoy was the gore of it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but yeah, let's continue because we got 2 more of these to go. We might cut it down to 1 because I know this video is kind of long. So already, so yeah, let's continue. This might be our last one. So let's see.
Me happened back when he was 18 years old on Christmas Eve in 1959. He was lying on his couch with a broken leg, which was perched on the arm of the couch, all wrapped up in a cast. He was listening to the radio and watching the snow fall outside as he used the poker to adjust the wood in the fire. It was about 8 p.m. and he was alone in the house. His family lived on a farm in the middle of nowhere in Kansas, and his father and brothers were across the property in the barn,
That explains a lot.
roughly about a mile away. He doesn't recall where his mother was. He was reading something in the newspaper about President Eisenhower when there came a furious pounding at the door. An enraged voice screamed from the other side of the door that Owen, my great-grandfather, was going to die tonight. My grandfather didn't respond to this. Unable to move off the couch, he pulled the rug across the room until the shotgun which had been leaning against the fireplace was in reach.
So this is the grandfather when he was younger.
I guess so.
I guess it was the grandfather when he was younger, right?
Yeah.
Because I thought like this was the
boy.
The boy, then the narrator.
Excuse me.
Then the grandfather was like upstairs or something.
Reach, and he picked it up and cocked it, pointing it towards the front door. My grandfather says for the next 5 to 10 minutes, the man continued screaming, circling the house and pounding on windows, screaming for Owen to come out. He was clearly drunk and out of his mind and wasn't leaving the house until someone opened up. My grandfather winced as the man banged on the window right above the couch, but he still didn't move or acknowledge him. Finally, the man returned to the front door and pounded on it until he kicked it in. My grandfather said that he felt the blast of cold air and the stench of tobacco and whiskey as the man stomped through the dark hallway and walked right into the living room. He was a tall, lanky guy with brown teeth and an uneven gray beard.
Brown, see what I'm saying? Like I told you, he was like,
That's you'll get
Police! Help!
Good Lord.
probably.
But when you have brown or yellowish teeth, it's because you heavily smoke. So for those who don't know, you heavily smoke. It'll turn your teeth. It'll degrade them and turn them a different color.
I know his breath stink. Like,
I'm sure
it probably
because they
rancid.
say it smell like tobacco and whiskey. That stank.
Just not okay.
Not
Not
all.
okay with me.
He might be high too.
Beard, like he had
And
only
I-
shaved part of his face. The guy's eyes were as big as hubcaps and he was barefoot, which was crazy as it was snowing outside. For about 10 seconds, the guy didn't even notice my grandfather, but was glancing around the room quickly, his eyes darting back and forth like a rat until his eyes fell upon the couch. He saw my grandfather, he saw the shotgun, and he froze like a deer in the headlights.
The fact that he
My
didn't
grandfather
shoot him,
cocked
I
the
mean,
hammer back on one of the
Especially
barrels.
doing all this.
He had him dead to rights, and the intruder knew it. My grandfather snapped, "Get the fuck out!" The man took a step back, looking more enraged than afraid. "Where's Owen?" he hissed. "Get out!" my grandfather yelled. The guy turned around, walked into the kitchen, and dug through the pantry until he found a pint of whiskey.
there is no
He
way.
even turned around and looked back into the living room just to make sure the shotgun was still up. He threw back the whiskey, dropped the bottle in the sink, and walked out, calling back over his shoulder, "Tell Owen I said Merry Christmas." Once the guy was outside, my grandfather heard him knock over the pile of firewood by the steps. After another minute, he smelled smoke and realized the guy had set fire to the pile, likely intending to burn the house down. My grandfather hobbled over awkwardly, shotgun still up, barely able
We have
Oh, the
guests.
dog. Leo. He's like, I want to be in the video.
to hold it straight on his bad leg and peered outside. The guy was gone, but there was so much snow around the fire and so much icy wind assaulting it that the fire was already nearly out. When Owen and the others got back and saw the charred marks on the front stairs, they asked what happened, and my grandfather told them everything. Owen flew into a rage, took the shotgun, and followed the guy's tracks out across the fields with the lantern.
Kill him?
He didn't come back until Christmas morning when the family was all gathered in the kitchen for breakfast.
So,
Owen tossed the gun down and hissed that the fucking thing hadn't even been loaded.
They are using a lot of strong words.
A lot of strong slurs there.
Please concert these out.
huh?
I said, please concert these out. Okay, anyway, so let's.
PG-13.
Yes. PG-13 only.
When my grandfather asked if he got him, Owen nodded and responded, "Oh yes." And that was it. He never got my
What do you mean by
great-grandfather
that,
Owen
bro?
to report exactly what happened or
What do you
even
mean,
know
"Oh,
how he
yes"?
knew the man. My grandfather
Eating
said
tomato
that he
basil.
never saw the stranger ever
Sound
again.
good.
I asked him if he thought Owen had killed him, and he responded, "I'm almost positive that he did." When I asked, "But how did he do it with no ammo in the gun?" my grandfather looked back at me and said,
Boom.
"There's dozens of ways to kill a man with your hands."
Oh, that don't look
Interesting.
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay,
That
guys.
wasn't 2 point.
Ooh, that was a pretty good
Two.
animation. 2.2?
Yes.
Yeah, that one's okay. That one
I'll
was
give it
like
a
alright.
3. Yeah.
about 2.5. I get that one. That one was pretty good. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
It wasn't
3,
that bad.
2.5, 3 out of 5.
Like, how
I
bro
felt like
gonna
it
break into
coulda-
my house?
Right.
Did you lock the door? Like,
It's like, first off, where did he come from? I want to know where he just randomly came from.
right.
How did he handle the situation? Because he said there's a lot of ways to kill a man without shooting him. So then
There
how
are.
did
I
What,
know
what did you
people
do to him,
What did
bro?
you do to the
Probably
guy then?
strangle him to death.
That's what I was thinking. I was
Like,
like,
what
maybe
he say he
strangle him.
said?
I guess he was too drunk to fight himself, to fight for his own, to fight his own way.
I don't know. Maybe he took one punch and he just boom.
Yeah, because he was
Now you're
already
out.
intoxicated.
I broke
like
your
no
nose
other.
to death, literally.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So,
Ugh.
alright, guys, I don't really think I want to watch this. This doesn't look too
Yeah, this last animation does.
interesting. They both look like females. Going to the lips.
Two females. That's a female?
Two
No,
females.
that's a
into
male, but he
bar.
got female lips.
No.
No.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you guys want to see more videos from Dyani and my cousin Kayla.
Yep.
She subscribe. We're to 400 subscribers.
Yeah.
Yes. We're gonna get there, guys. I have faith in y'all.
I know.
For sure.
Damn, I hope them niggas burn them gas in. Damn, I hope them niggas ain't with no cat in. Bitch, I'm with no slums, we got no slacks in. Cardi on that bitch, you know them plaques in. Bad bitch wanna fuck me, get your ass in. Don't you ain't gon' burn that all that fashion. If a nigga try me up, you know we blast in.